Beijing opera, Peking opera, Jingju. Call it what you want, but I've never liked it. Sure, it's one of the world's most revered performance arts and one of China's national treasures, but it's just not my thing. Beijing opera sounds like a kid banging pots and pans together for 2.5 hours. You know that if that were your house, you'd yell at that kid and tell him to stop, not buy tickets to the show. Although I've managed to avoid it ever since my first raucous encounter in 2005, it's time to literally face the music at the National Peking Opera Company. It's time to figure out why so many people like this thing. Deputy Troop Leader, Wang Xudong. So I'm about to get my makeup done. I have no idea what style they're gonna do, but I did notice this Winnie the Pooh. That's classic Beijing for you, a combination of the old and the Pooh.
要不把那个别把头发弄脏了。
I am so going to use this toilet paper trick again.
我脸上对抹匀了。
Alright, this is not going to be good for my skin. It's basically Vaseline, but...
对，就是把那个汗毛孔啊。
A Beijing opera fan would be able to recognize my character by the colors and the patterns painted on my face. Usually I think they have a like receded hairline kind of, so my face is a little bit small. Usually they shave this, but we're not doing that today. He's going to paint me as one of the most famous Beijing opera characters, a warrior named Meng Liang. As he paints my face, he tells me about what the colors and shapes mean. He's going to paint a red hulu. The red means I'm brave, loyal, and I can drink. So I'm a frat boy.
葫芦。
我不知道葫芦是什么。
不知道酒葫芦是什么哈？
Do you know?
这葫芦啊？
It turns out hulu means gourd, and actually it represents a huo hulu, or a fire-containing gourd. Apparently, that's the Song Dynasty version of a Molotov cocktail, my weapon of choice.
对，所以说中国京剧的脸谱是对人物性格的一种外化。
Now the black means I'm robust and powerful. So I'm the president of my frat. Usually male characters aren't painted with pink rosy cheeks, but this symbolizes that my character has a good sense of humor and enjoys blush, apparently. Wang Xudong heads over to prep my costume, and I decide to sneak in a little practice before he teaches me some moves. Aw, man, I got pink teeth. Dude, let me try some fighting. Yeah. I kickbox. I'm gonna own this. I'm gonna stretch. Or I could try something harder. That's not possible. Yeah, that went well. Maybe I should get dressed first. That ought to help. All of their costumes are handmade at a small factory down the road. Every element is exaggerated to appeal to the audience. I was a little worried. I didn't know if they were going to find pants that would fit me, but...
京剧的裤子都非常肥。
The average outer robe takes about 2 to 3 weeks to complete. They're pretty pricey at $1,500 per garment, though, so the performers will wear the same one for at least 10 to 15 years. However, because they're hand-sewn, they're also really delicate, and so over the course of those 10 to 15 years, the performers will wash them approximately never. Now, running around, dancing, and performing martial arts in the same piece of clothing for such a long time could get awfully sweaty and smelly awfully fast. So, normally, they wear an inner garment which traps the sweat against their body instead of getting absorbed by the outer robe. But they decide not to put one on me.
因为你不会出多少汗。
Teacher! I'm quite the sweater, and I don't want some guy to have to smell me for the next 15 years. Of course, this makes me nervous, and I start to sweat. For the record, I am not actually pregnant. It is just my dress underneath. me look like I'm pregnant.
可以说每一件东西都是一种艺术品，而且是很多的盔头，他都是他做的，他自己做的，
都是你做的。
他做的，对。防止这些服装弄脏了。
Geez, Caitlin, what don't you understand about never washing? That is tight.
这还没有。
Is he laughing at me? All right, that's it. No more Mrs. Nice Guy.
不用呢，来抬着仰一下头。
I think it's wet so
别
that
摁他耳朵。好。
干了以后会紧一点儿。
会紧一点，
对，是吧？你弄松了，一转身就掉了。
咱们得看上前头。好，先这样，先把先这个扣里头。
Oh. Okay, I just like realized that's why their ears stick out is because of the mask or the
好。
hat, I guess. All right. 站起来吗？
站起来吗？得带个瓤子，胡子，
Okay.
红胡子。
Oh, and I get a beard.
还有那什么
I get a
呢？
beard.
耳毛子。
稍微低一点。对，这。好。
Okay.
你告诉他怎么戴。
张嘴，张啊。
头肯定大。
对。
啊。
头大。你来吧，我不会背这个。
这扎住。
好来，好来，张，那边挂上了。
My ears might forever be like this.
你张嘴。
来，你这个来，闭上。扎他们割他的歪。
That hurt a little bit. This is actually pressed up against my lip. I don't know if you can see that. And when he was bending it, he was getting the force from like leveraging it against my ears. Right. I'm gonna get a head start into the other room. Might take me a while.
然后这样，这脚抬起来，把脚跟抬好的。对，瞪眼睛，眼睛要瞪，张大了，对，嘴要张开，嘴张开这样。乐，对，这样对，马来，
所以这是马
来，对，
马来。
够了。
That's enough, he said.
孟娥良
What?
孟娥良。对，孟娥良，这是报名的。
是我的名字啊！I can't even say my own name. OK， 再来一遍吧。
你看带瓤子它也是功夫啊。你不要，来拿搁到嘴里，张开嘴，我在这儿能掰进去。对，好，搁嘴唇上放，不是这样，这样不就放上来，不就紧了吗？疼不疼？
不疼
啊，这就紧了，是不是紧了？
对，紧了。孟什么？
孟娥良。对。
然后。
教你那个马来是吧？
对。
马来。对。1、2、3、4。那不要，我给你夸张了，我这告诉你，跟那3、4、5、6。
It's showtime.
好，马来。走一步，2步，3步，跟步。对，看马边。对，棒，往前走。
Can you tell that I only had 15 minutes to practice?
放着马走2步，走3步，对，缓下来。对。对，孟娥良，晃，来往这上一步，晃抬的，放马边儿，好，奉了元帅命。
冯娥良率兵
I have no idea what I'm saying.
速速办救兵，
就此
就此
马上加鞭。
马上嘉宾。
走，磕脚，蹦，打马屁股，正，没马头，好，走下去，摇人家，这不动走。
我没说。
哎呀。
I respect. There's so much respect. I have so much respect now. And no pride. It's hard to run in these. Wasn't really the turnout that I was hoping for. I couldn't get it all off, so I'm gonna go home and take a shower first, which is actually very needed, and then I'm gonna go have some Beijing duck.
Well, I sprained my ankle a lot of ways before, but I'd have to say galloping off stage in Beijing opera boots is the best story I have by far. And as a result, I decided to treat myself to a cab ride to duck tonight. I think it's worth it. Sure, I could eat duck at some upscale tourist hotspot, but where's the fun in that? I'm heading to the infamously hard-to-find Lichun Duck Restaurant, tucked away in Beixiangfeng Hutong, not far from the front gate of Tiananmen Square.
There's duck, 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 goose. Just kidding. It's all duck.
Just how good is Peking duck? It's so good that some actually credit it for the opening of U.S.-Sino relations. A little Peking duck diplomacy? As folklore has it, on U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger's first visit to China, discussions were not going well, until they served him Peking duck. In a clear cause and effect relationship, a suddenly enthusiastic Kissinger recommended that President Nixon visit China in 1972. The two countries issued a joint statement the next day. So, in a way, we're over $700 billion in debt to the Chinese because of this duck? This better be good. It does look good. Basically, I should get a piece with the skin and the fat, which makes it so good. Dip it in the plum sauce. Dip it in. Get a piece of some meat. Dip it in. Add scallions and cucumbers for crunch. And try not to salivate too much. All right. Wow. That was unbelievable. It's juicy, it's succulent, it's unbelievable. It's indescribable. Except to say, $700 billion? Well, it's worth it. How many people can say that they got their faces painted with a traditional Beijing opera mask, donned the full costume, and rocked the routine of one of the most famous warriors in opera history? And then, to top it off, I get to eat the best roast duck I've ever had. Wonder what tomorrow will bring.